What's up, everyone? This is the BumCast presented by Windy City Sports Cards. I am your host, HBIC, the head bum in charge, along with Baloney and Dougie Fresh. The Southside Bum is on assignment this week. He'll be back soon. And guys, I want to start off with on a high note, on a positive today.
Okay.
Your boy had a salad for lunch.
we're rewarding vegetables now. What the hell is this? Not the BumCast I know.
No, this is. I'm trying to be a little better.
Are you sick?
Yeah. What's going on?
I'm not sick.
Now I'm worried about you.
Yeah.
I did a arugula salad with burrata.
The worst kind of salad. Arugula.
Arugula is good, man. With burrata. Hashtag burrata gang.
I love burrata. Burrata is
did some white tuna on there, some red
Not on my
wine vinegar,
watch.
balsamic vinegar, some onions, some roasted red peppers. Yeah.
Little garbage salad action. I like it.
Yeah.
I dig it.
Yeah. So feeling good. Did a salad.
This seems like a bad idea. But now I'm gonna need you to power rank the greens because arugula is low on my list. I like a good romaine. I like a good iceberg.
So
Spinach,
I would say
I'll fuck with, but arugula, that's a nothing plant.
spring mix is probably my favorite.
Okay.
I can't believe we're talking about this.
Then I would probably say arugula 2. I like romaine, but it's weird if I buy it in the grocery store, I hate it. But if I order in a restaurant for some reason, it's always better.
I have found the romaine there's a Gotham Greens or something like that. Really good. It's a local place close to here.
And then spinach. I ain't fucking with spinach or cabbage.
You don't like spinach?
No. I don't mind it. I can, if it's mixed in with stuff, I'll eat it.
What about cream spinach?
No.
What?
Oh.
Cream spinach fucks. That's the only time I'll eat a green.
Thick fat sauce.
What about Brussels sprouts?
Yes, I fuck with Brussels sprouts hard.
Okay.
Give me some crispy Brussels sprouts. Yeah.
What else we got? Maybe what's the shit that turns your piss smelly?
Asparagus? I fuck with asparagus.
Yeah, asparagus.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm happy. I might do it again tomorrow. Might run it back.
Same salad, or you switch it up to a different salad?
I'm gonna be same size. I got the arugula, so I'm gonna probably do some tuna and everything, but on there. But
so I was gonna ask, no protein, some sort of protein.
Yeah. So the tuna, I did, the canned tuna on there.
Chicken of the sea.
Starfish. Yes, that's right. Starfish.
Oh, dude, that Taco Bell in his stomach from the weekend's what is this fucker doing?
I mean,
keeps it on him.
Gotta have your
salad. HBIC's salad of the week coming soon to the BumCast.
Yeah, the true farm report.
Literally farm to table report.
Look at these veggies; they suck. Get rid of them this week. We don't. These turnips are weak.
Right, bad week. They wilted.
How you guys doing today? Happy Monday.
Did not eat a salad. I'll tell you that much. But I probably should. You know what? I don't mind but all the salads I like are the unhealthy salads. The Caesar salad with chicken on it, or a Cobb salad with some sort of protein on there. But yeah, no more salad talk. No, I'm doing good. We had a good weekend. We're gonna talk White Sox weekend with our guest Sean W. Anderson in a little bit. But yeah, it was a good weekend for the Bums and just in general. I feel good. I feel like we're going to have a couple, 2-3 good weekends in a row.
Yeah. Vibes are really high. Though I'm tired as shit. I almost had to bum of the week my mom this.
No, almost. No half measures here. Do it.
Yeah.
Do it right now.
Yeah. All right, yeah, I'm gonna early bum of the week her. She did us a huge favor. We had a hard time finding a babysitter, so she watched the kiddos for an all-day rock festival yesterday. Started at about 2:00, so she had to be there. She had to be there at 1 o'clock. Ended at about 11:30. She did amazing. It was awesome. But where her bum of the week comes into play, Hunter decided to take a nap at 5 o'clock. She didn't try and wake him up. No, nothing, anything like that. Dude goes to bed at 5 o'clock, decides that he's going to wake up at 10.
Oh, so he was up all night?
Dude, he was up all night. And I don't know if you can hear it in my voice, but it was a mixture of the concert and me and Mary running shifts last night
Now question, we've gone through those exact same, scenarios. We don't fuck with it normally. But you fuck with like a little kid sleepy gummy melatonin or anything like that? Or does he just power through it?
No. I mean, we have them or whatever.
Yeah, we have a emergency, like we're at a party or a quinceañera and like you mentioned, they napped and I'm like, all right, we got to get them to bed.
Yeah, but like the thing is like we don't use them that often. We use them very few and far between. They're basically for like you said, those special moments or like a massive time change, and you got to get them back to like another back on the same planet you're on. But dude, like the problem is if he gets those 5 hours of sleep, that dude's tolerance is higher than Gordo, with his gummies. It just
powers through them,
dude. That's it. Yeah. So
did you try to just have him like run around and have him like tire himself out again?
Dude, this is how bad it was, man. So he wakes up and he just does like a little somber wake up, one of those like chill morning wake ups. And so by the time we get home, he's like hungry, and we're like, fuck, because once he eats, dude, then that's when the energy kicks in. Oh, dude, we were so screwed, man, so screwed. So I mean, like I said, I thank my mom for letting us go out, but then she laid the screws to me on that one. So
oof.
MVP and a little bit of bum, so hurt a little bit today.
So I saw you took some videos from the concert. Are you a heavy metal, death metal guy?
I do. Yeah. I do dabble in it a little bit.
Always been.
Yes.
I didn't know. I guess I never really noticed it at the time. But when you saw the video, it's like you're like, boom, 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 boom. I was like, oh shit.
They also had some like, not like hardcore band, like Killswitch Engage. That's like the CM Punk band. That's how I learned of them. They got some good songs. Did they play the This Fire Burns? Did they play the CM Punk song?
They did not. No.
Oh, in Chicago they didn't play.
I know.
That Bum of the Week, Killswitch Engage.
Yeah.
What in the hell? The only reason I would go to that damn concert. Play the CM Punk song.
But dude, I will tell you, Devil Wears Prada has like a lot of guys that like spent time in Chicago and everything like that. The night before they were in Green Bay, and they were just telling, Green Bay, fans and stuff like, hey, we're going to Chicago tomorrow. So, if you guys want to be loud, and then he went multiple times on tirades about how much they hate the Packers and the Packers suck. Oh, dude. I mean, it was good. Yeah.
That's a good way to win over an audience.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, but no, it was a killer show, man. It's like you haven't had like a real true rock like festival come through since like before COVID. So
yeah, like I feel like Rock 103.5 used to throw them all the time, but like it hasn't been around since then.
Yeah. No,
I guess the beard should have given me a big hint that Dougie's like a heavy metal guy. Like,
what'd you think he listened to? Kesha? I mean, Kesha slaps too.
He looks like a Taylor Swift or Olivia Rodrigo fan.
Yeah, no. I mean, I dabble in everything, but yeah, hard rock metal. That's my jam.
Awesome. All right, so we had a fun weekend yesterday at the Elite Icons 2005 World Series reunion autograph signing. We have to thank those guys for inviting us, letting us do a live show. It wasn't streamed; it was just for the people in attendance, and we spent 2 hours just talking 05 White Sox. Now I feel a little bamboozled because there was the World Series trophy that we were taking pictures with, and the Sox an hour later posted that the World Series trophy was there in the stadium.
We don't know. You know what? I'm not throwing no shade. We don't know. It's almost like now we're really pulling secrets, Jay. Sometimes there's a southpaw that's doing a quinceañera and a southpaw that's in the stadium with the fans. There could be multiple trophies. We don't know which one's real.
That's true.
Have you ever seen Ocean's 12? I mean, nobody wants to watch it again, but Ocean's 12.
I actually ended up
fake
watching
egg.
Ocean's 13 yesterday. It was on TNT or whatever.
13's bad, man. 13's a bad one.
Yeah, it was.
It's
but
way better than 12, though. 12 was dog shit with the egg.
Oh, I guess.
All right.
Anyways, but yeah, and then shout out Gabriel. He stopped by.
Answered trivia questions.
Answered
Gabriel.
trivia. He knew
He's a trivia. He's a trivia pro.
Yes, he is.
No, but it was an awesome time. Yeah, we didn't live stream it. We didn't record it. It was only for the people in attendance. But it was cool because the way we had it set up was like, obviously the World Series trophy was there. We were talking all things 05 White Sox. And then everyone was in line waiting to get their autographs. And there were multiple tables. The closest table to us was Harold Baines. And you could tell. And I didn't tell you guys at the moment because like I didn't want to mess anything up or make somebody nervous or anything. He was listening to what we were saying. Every time I would look up, he would look up like towards us. So like he was like at least either intrigued or in his head saying like, what are these motherfuckers talking about? But Harold Baines was listening to what we were saying. And then Johnny, he told a story after the fact that I guess, who was it? Aaron Rowan asked who we were. He's like, who
John
John
Garland.
John Garland. Sorry, yeah. Rowan's going to be there in a couple of weeks, actually. But yeah, John Garland asked like who we were. Just some bums.
Yeah. Yeah. That was a fun time, though, man. That really was.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. And the fact that we were just speaking to a crowd, people would come and go. We were really making like there's this one guy right by the World Series trophy waiting for like his autographs and stuff. And I could tell we were making him laugh at a really good, consistent basis. So it was cool because it's like, and then there was some like older gentlemen sitting by the chairs right next to us. And like they were like tuning in, but then people would switch, because they had things to do and come. So there was like an ebb and flow to who was listening and who was like, commenting back. I knew the old man with the bucket that was the Home Depot bucket that he was sitting on. He was listening for a while. I thought it was really cool that it was just, people coming and going.
Yeah. I think one of the coolest things too is like watching the people, what they actually bring in to have signed.
Oh man, just creative. We talked about it while we were, recording or broadcasting or whatever you want to call it. But like some people had like the old Comiskey chairs, a newer Comiskey chair, like the blue ones, the batting helmets, the bats, and everything else. Like it's really really cool.
Yeah. So Peter, on Saturday, you went there and you set up, and you had a little fangirl moment.
I did, man. So and you know what? I pride myself on trying to like keep my composure and keep my cool with any sort of situation, right? I think you have to as like a boss and a parent and everything else. It's like you got to keep your composure in like random situations. So me and Johnny go there to set up and sound check and do everything we have to do the night before. And it's really cool because like the hotel, the Hyatt Regency, like that's where all the White Sox were staying. So we saw a bunch of people just like walking the halls, and we saw Jose Contreras and Freddie Garcia and a bunch of other people. And I didn't think two things of it. I'm like, oh, this is cool. Say hello, walk, keep doing our stuff. We're there on business. I'm not going to fangirl out. Once we were done setting up and we're hauling everything back to our car, we're in this hallway right like by the main lobby. And like, there's no one around. And I'm with my kid's wagon full of speakers and electrical equipment. And Johnny's like on his phone and he's like, oh, Johnny was like, oh, hey, Ozzy. And I look up and it's Ozzy again, like walking like two ships in the night, like me and him. And I was like, oh, hey, Ozzy. And so I was closer to him. So I shake his hand. I shake Ozzy's hand. Johnny was farther along. So Johnny just says, hey. I shake Ozzy's hand. And immediately I'm like, I have to say something to kind of keep him engaged, or at least get like a moment with him.
Yeah.
But this is all happening in my head with my equipment, and like I had my bum shirt on. Like what? Like it was like a split second. I say, "I'm friends with your son," and he just keeps walking. Like Ozzie Guillen's like, "Yeah, my son's got a bunch of friends. Who cares?" So like in my head, I was like, I have to say something to like perk up or like get his attention.
Yeah.
I'm like, "I'm friends with your son," and he's like, "Okay," and then he walks like, and we just like 2 ships in a night, just walk away. And Johnny, rightfully so, he starts laughing and he's like, "I'm friends with your son." I'm like, "I don't know, man. I wanted to say something to get his attention." It did not work.
But did you mention which son? Maybe he has a favorite son.
That's what Johnny said. He's like, he has multiple sons. I'm like, well, I'm only friends with one of his sons. I only know, the one. I know he has multiple sons, but it was like a freak thing. I was like, I'm friends with your son. I don't know why I said it. I could have just said big fan and keep it moving. But no, like, Ozzie, I'm friends with your son, and he didn't give 2 shits. He's like, cool, keep on walking. I don't know. I guess I fucked up. I like I said, I think I pride myself on keeping my composure. I did not keep my composure. I wasn't expecting it.
It's like that old Chris Farley bit, He's like,
that's exactly what it was.
You remember that one time? That was awesome.
Now, granted, I have a feeling we'll meet Ozzie once again. That's not my. I'm going to redeem myself sometime, and maybe Ozzie Guillen Jr. is going to help me with that.
Yeah, right.
All right. All right. We're going to bring Sean W. Anderson here in a second, but before we do, we got to play a quick ad from our sponsor. The BumCast is proudly sponsored by Windy City Sports Cards, who specializes in buying and selling all things related to Chicago sports. Whether you are a diehard fan of the Bears, Bulls, Blackhawks, White Sox, or Cubs, they have you covered with an extensive selection of sports memorabilia and collectibles. In addition to Chicago-focused items, they also offer a vast selection of sports trading cards and memorabilia from your favorite teams and players. So visit their online store at 312WindyCitySportsCards.com to find exactly what you are looking for to complete your collection or discover a new favorite. Alrighty, let's welcome in our special guest, Sean W. Anderson from CHGO White Sox. We're happy to have you. Welcome to the BumCast, my friend.
What up, bums? How are you?
What's going on?
We are
doing good.
Glad my microphone works. That's all that I cared about. I was sitting backstage, panicked that I wouldn't be able to hear you or my mic wouldn't work, and we'd have to join and reset. But we're a-okay. How's everyone?
Wouldn't be the first time. It's not going to be the last time.
Yeah.
So jump off of Baloney's story about kind of making a fool of himself in front of Ozzie Guillen Jr. I was taking a photo of like the line of people getting in line to take a photo with the trophy. And one of the people in the line was this guy named Luke. And he was like, Sean, I listen, huge fan. And I shook his hand 4 times because I had no idea what to do. I was so unsure of like someone introducing themselves as a listener, as somebody that would know me, like just randomly, that I was like starstruck by a listener. So yeah, I made a complete ass of myself on Sunday. So I apologize to Luke and his father who had to experience that.
But that's just a random person named Luke. It's not even Luke Combs or Luke Bryan or any famous
man.
Luke. At least mine was Ozzie Guillen.
But also like
flip
Luke. It, like that you are Luke in the situation, and I am somehow Ozzie Guillen. I think at least in Ozzie's mind, because he's been doing it for 50 years or 40 years now, being a player, coach, and media person, like, he forgets all that stuff. Like he does not, no offense, does not remember that interaction at all. Where I think maybe like Luke definitely remembers that interaction because it was yesterday. I definitely remember that reaction or interaction because I made a fucking moron of myself. So yeah. We all make asses.
44 says, "Was Brewhand Luke's fame tough?" That would be even more awkward if it was Brewhand Luke. Sean, it's actually weird seeing you in your home doing this and not like in the studio, like
Studio A, Studio B.
Yeah,
there's a Studio C.
Oh. The fire crew. The fire. I watch a Fire Pod.
That's in B.
That's in B.
Yeah, well, we got Studio C's new, so we're doing this what if week at CHGO, and like this is the first time we're doing shows in Studio C. So we should have now a third studio that's coming out. So I think the Blackhawk show that's live right now, it like premiered at 7, is in Studio C. So if you want to look at the new studio, it's very echoey. And today we tried to record in it, and there were people on the roof. So maybe Studio C isn't that viable, but it looks pretty.
All right, y'all. Let's dive into it here, because we first want to start off by talking about the 05 reunion weekend. So obviously Friday was one of the bigger days with the Burley statue unveiling, and like I was there in attendance, and along with the rest of the Sox fans, and it was a good ceremony. I've kind of got the impression that Burley didn't really want to be anywhere around the stadium that weekend, and he's just showing face and playing nice. But and Dougie, you said that you had the comment too that you think the statue looked like Don Cooper.
Yeah, I think that they might have missed a little bit on this one, especially just the way that they sculpted it. Like after he's done playing, they sculpted him now. And if you watch that video, it was like they were taking all the measurements of like what he is now. Like I feel that's a huge miss. If I was like a professional athlete, and I was in my prime 20 years ago, I don't want you taking my measurements today. I mean, you look a lot of these players, and I'm not going to name them by name. They look like crap, Joe Creedy. And they have morphed, and I really truly believe the first time I saw it, my first instinct was, holy shit, they used Don Cooper's face.
I do see it in the face. And you could kind of see it on the bobblehead on Sunday that they just really can't nail Burley's face down. And I don't know why. You could even look at, we have a one that is presented by Comcast Sportsnet. So it's probably from like 2011. It's a Burley bobblehead. And the face looks weird as well. So maybe it's just an issue with Burley and recreating him. But out of all the guys from 2005, I think the one guy that is at playing weight today is Mark Burley.
Yeah,
nothing has changed about that guy's diet. And HBIC, you mentioned him not wanting to be there. That's just Mark Burley. He never wants to be anywhere. He's away from his Ford Raptor 150 or whatever, that mammoth 4-person stacked on top of each other truck. He doesn't like the limelight at all. So I was surprised at how big his smile was, at least looking at some of the statue stuff. So but yeah, I agree, Dougie, that I don't think they can nail his face.
Yeah.
I was really worried they were going to mess up that statue completely. I mean, we've seen it in the past, right? And Dwayne Wade, local guy, Dwayne Wade statue, Ronaldo statue. Yeah. There's a history of really bad sports statues. So I thought overall it's very, very good. Yeah, the face is a little weird, and it's weird because it's like, are they still hiring actual sculptors? Because at this point, you can just laser and
No, they had the sculptor. They announced the sculptor in the crowd.
That's what I'm saying. Like, why are you getting a sculptor? Just get the laser, James Cameron 3D face thing, and just do like a 3D printed model. I mean, that's gotta be better than a sculptor.
Well, that would be made out of plastic and would be gone in 100 years. These are, I think, made of bronze, so you'd hope that they'd last a little bit longer. I think it's to give them a little bit longevity. But even then, I mean, HBIC was talking about the video that they released. He's in a cage throwing. I think that a lot of it is just similar to, Madden or whatever. They have 26 dots or 36, 46, however many, little nodes on his body, and they're just mapping out his shape. So, I mean, I think that they have at least kept the sculptors consistent along with the bobblehead maker. Like if you look underneath, like the bobblehead maker has been the same, I think, since around 2005. So I think that they have at least really good consistency. Because you look at any of the Cubs bobbleheads, they are much smaller than the Sox bobbleheads and just cheaper, flimsier. So I do like at least the quality of the Sox bobblehead. And the sculptures are probably difficult to do. I don't know if I want to talk crap on recreating a person because I can't even draw a person.
Yeah.
So I think there was such a huge line on Sunday, and I think that's all that matters is people get to celebrate Burley.
Yeah.
But you mentioned. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say it was great to see Burley getting the statue, and I think that we all agree that's well deserved. But I also wanted to get your rest of your thoughts on the reunion weekend, because one of the big things too was noticeable absence of Frank Thomas. Now, granted, he only played like 35 games that year, but you know, I felt like, you know, them just, and they obviously they paid tribute to Bobby Jenks, but I felt like them just, you know, coming out in the field and waving it. I don't know, maybe I expected more out of it besides like the meet and greets, like doing the fan stuff, but
hey, I mean, you're a promoter, so maybe they should have had like a celebrity softball game, the 2005 White Sox versus the 2005 Astros. You know, maybe it's just celebrity baseball, and you see if Roger Clemens can throw 95 still. I think that this is the most that you can do. At the end of the day, it's old guys talking.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's basically dependent on how interesting the old guys are. So if you want that nostalgia trip, that's what it's there for. But I know people were talking about the attendance. Like, I think 20,000 for 3 straight White Sox games is pretty damn strong. Mm-hmm. But the fact that it's not 40 is because, you know, people really don't want to live in the nostalgia train. I love the 2005 White Sox. I was also 7 and don't have like that many ingrained memories into, you know, my brain of that team. Like, I can tell you the roster up and down. And I remember being outside and watching the ALCS like game 3 from my dad's TV garage, like, or the game 2 one with the AJ drop strike, and then watching some of the West Coast games out there and stuff, and staying up for the Jermaine Dye hit up the middle in the 9th for them to win in 05. But you know, I think it's just tough to, you know, just relive nostalgia, I guess.
Yeah, I thought the attendance thing was a little harsh too. I saw a lot of people complaining about it. We're going to get to that in Bums and MVBs in a little bit too. But yeah, like you mentioned, like, I love this. I'm a sucker for nostalgia. I'm a sucker for anything, you know, that was, I want to say my childhood, because I was an adult, but anything that, you know, brings you joy. But at the end of the day, you're going to go for a statue ceremony or a speech or a bobblehead, and you still got to sit through some bad baseball, the other 3 games. So that's what I think, you know, if this team was better and they did the 05 reunion thing, the stadium would be packed. I think the attendance was about as good as they could have hoped for a bad baseball team and everything else.
If you look to 2033, when hopefully Connor Bedard is like a 4-time Hart Trophy winner, maybe that's when, you know, the 20-year reunion of the 2013 team, or, you know, we'll use 2030 for the 2010 team. Like, maybe that would bring a ton of attendance because it's Bedard and the anniversary. But I had a huge connection to those 3 championship teams, and that was immediately ruined with Patrick Kane. And I don't have that same connection to that team.
Yeah.
You know, like, it doesn't have the same feel. So, I mean, I don't think we love the 2005 White Sox, but also how much can we actually talk about the 2005 White Sox?
Yeah,
we did it for 2 hours. I think we did it on Sunday. That was about the max. That's all I had.
Right. And then HBAC, you bring up Frank. I thought of this connection today because recently I watched the Jeff Perlman video on Walter Payton and the 85 Bears, and pretty much Walter's reaction to not scoring in the 85 Super Bowl, how he ran off into the locker room, hid in a broom closet. He couldn't be found because Matt Suey scores a touchdown, McMahon scores a touchdown, Fridge scores a touchdown, Payton in this kind of, you know, penultimate game, but, you know, close to a career achievement award as you can get, and he doesn't get a touchdown in that game. It's 22 carries for 62 yards. He's broken up that he didn't contribute more to this win, and his agent had to go back and be like, hey, do you want to be remembered as a crybaby, or do you want to be remembered as a team player who was a part of this celebration? I think Frank's very similar. I mean, you look at his Baseball Reference page, there is no 2005 World Series champion banner for some reason on his Baseball Reference page. I don't think that he thinks of himself as a part of that team. And I think in a way, it would take away from the 2005 team because Frank didn't have that much of a contribution to that team. There was such a reaction when we put together our 21st century White Sox team, and I put Tommy at DH and Konerko at first base, or Abreu at first base and Konerko at DH. And people were like, well, where's Frank Thomas? I'm like, this isn't the 90s, right? We're doing the 21st century.
Yeah.
And he had 3 full seasons from 2000 to 2005. 2 of them were completely ruined by injury. Like, he wasn't that important to the White Sox in the 2000s. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but you know, it just kind of speaks to his actual contributions to the team. I don't think it was that much. And I feel like maybe his presence could have overshined that team because Frank is so much more than 2005.
You know, you mentioned that he didn't have a World Series, you know, champion moniker next to him. Maybe he works for ESPN now.
Maybe he forgot. Maybe he thought he was in Oakland at that time, right? You know, I mean,
right.
he thought he was hitting homers off John Garland in May 2005.
Right.
It's all that 40 or 35 vodka going to his head.
Yeah, a lot of
He'll show up to biddies for a signing, that's for sure.
Yeah, but he's got to get paid. We tried to book him for CHGO White Sox on that like mystery guest week we did. But Frank Thomas is a paid appearance. So if you're a White Sox content creator, you better have a fat wallet or be friends with Brooks Boyer, who can
just be a Benny's. He'll be there.
Yeah, maybe you just book a gig with Benny's and then somehow Frank Thomas is there.
Yeah. But wrapping up the weekend, I think all things considered, it was about as good as they could have done. I thought the cheers to Bobby Jenks and Ozzy talking about Bobby, I mean, that was about as choked up as I could have been on my couch. All of that. The bobblehead looked awesome. I know there were some people that got some broken ones, but that's going to happen. I mean, that's going to happen regardless of what the bobble was. I think the giveaways, everything the White Sox do, whether it's these types of events or the giveaways or even like the shirt season, the hats this year, everything off the field, I feel like they're nailing. It's just the on the field stuff is a problem. But I mean, it's
dude, that's because I think they have 50 people in sales and they have like 50 people in marketing, and they just added like 5 people to add to their 2-person analytics staff.
Yeah,
so
right.
It's like, you know, I mean, they more than doubled their analytics staff and they're not even at double digits, or I think they're now at double digits. So I don't want to badmouth them too much, but just more exacerbating the point. Like Jerry's always been about selling the product and not actually the product.
Yeah.
He thinks that the product can sell itself, which
it can't.
Obviously, it can't. I mean, you get such a bump from the promotions.
Mm-hmm.
It should be telling you something. People are coming from promotions, not the team. And we've seen them come for the team. Also, Mexican Heritage Night when Shohei Ohtani plays. You'll get.
I also might have to ban CD44 from the comments. He says, "I miss Big Hurt beer," and he might get a permanent ban for that comment.
I've never drank it. If anyone has an unopened,
it's the worst.
I drink it for content. I mean, we're pretty desperate.
I've got one.
I'm pretty desperate.
I've got one unopened.
Dougie,
here we go.
You want to split it? You want to split a Big
Hurt? No, you know what? I've had it. You should enjoy the whole thing.
I think that's a collectible. So we don't, you're going to be on Antiques Roadshow in like 65 years when they're in Chicago, and they're going to tell you that's $150.
No, honest to God, just seeing your face would be worth any more money they could pay me for that.
I regret immediately talking to you.
Pretty bad. Pretty brutal.
All right, so let's talk a little White Sox draft that started happening yesterday and wrapped up today. And 20 rounds in baseball, that's a lot. So we don't want to talk all of this. We're gonna save that next week for Elijah Evans, and we can run him through the ringer. But I wanted to get your take though on at least the first 3, because they went shortstops, and in the top 3 of the top 76. So Billy Carlson, Jaden Foskey, and Kyle Loesch.
Lodice.
Lodice. There we go. There's a little D in. Oh yeah, there is a D in there. Haha.
Hey yo.
No pun. Hey yo. So we were talking about this actually on the show yesterday, and I was saying that a lot of the baseball mock drafts had the Sox, going shortstop. All 4 that I looked at, said shortstop. And I was under the impression, like, I think they need to focus more on outfield or the corners on the infield, right away. But I want to get your take on how you think Chris Getz did with these top picks.
Lodice isn't that much of a needle mover. His cousin is more of a needle mover. He played at Florida State. Alex Lodice. He went 60th in this draft. Lodice, his cousin, goes 16th. So I mean, similar-ish players, but not a guy that I'm like too interested in. Like, people are for some reason really interested about Sam Antonacci, like tearing up Advanced A. I think Lodice might be a similar player to like Antonacci, where you could see instant success, but once he starts creeping up levels, that's when he'll start meeting resistance. But with the first 2, I think that these are absolute home run swings for Getz. And at least with Carlson, it's pretty good fate. I think that he's better than Willits, who goes 1-1. I understand the idea that Willits is 17, Carlson's 19. There's about I don't even know the actual month difference, but I think, like a year and a half difference because one's 17, one's 19. I don't care about that much because I think Willett's top end isn't shortstop. And I think that he probably likely won't switch hit. It seems like he is better from, I think, the left side than the right side. So I do wonder about his actual potential. Like, he's doing a lot right now in high school baseball, but he also had a professional baseball coach for his entire career, and his father, who was a first base coach for the Yankees and like an 8-year player for the Angels. So I think that Willits, especially with his age, got floated a little bit. I mean, the Nationals just had such a weird lead up to the draft, drafting 1-1, where they fire Rizzo and they fire the manager. So then you have a completely new crew, and there's now reports that they didn't even talk to Boris about any first or second or third round picks, where Mike Rizzo was the Boris whisperer. So I think Carlson is possibly the most polished shortstop after fake, scouting from me. Like, I just think that when you hear the fact that he's like a 70 grade defensive player, and that there isn't really anything wrong with the athlete, it's just more about molding the swing into being a major leaguer. Well, why the hell is Ryan Fuller here? If you don't trust Ryan Fuller to make those adjustments, to show some life from Miguel Vargas, some life from Colson Montgomery to be able to make him call up to the major leagues. Jacob Gonzalez has had a recent swing change as well. I don't know what work they've done with Bonham, but from hearing from Jeff Ponce from Baseball America, some inside numbers that they have from Bonham, like, he has very similar measurements to Gunnar Henderson, like when it comes to power output, right? So I think that they might be able to understand, like, this guy Carlson has a ton of power that might not be untapped, and we just need to adjust the swing, which again, that's why Kyle Fuller is here. So I think that Carlson is a home run swing, but also you had to do nothing. I mean, like, there was a point where I think the Marlins could have taken him at 7. I think the Pirates, even though they have Connor Griffin, could have taken him at 6. I just think that it's luck that he ends up falling to 10. It seemed possible before the draft, and the fact that he fell to them, it just seemed like fate, right? So I love the swag from him too. They call him, and they released this on the White Sox social media, and Mike Shirley was like, "Hey, we're so excited that you're here." He's like, "Good choice, good choice." Yeah. He's calling himself Billy the Kid. Billy this kid from California, and he's got like the most 70s hair. It's not even like salad. Like, this guy's got it like if he took off his baseball hat, like, I don't think that thing moves. It doesn't blow in the wind. Like, he's got it hairsprayed. Like, it looks crispy. I think that he is fairly swaggy. And the fact that he's going to be a shortstop, and the fact that Josh Nelson's comparing him to Dansby Swanson, I can see it. If you're getting a guy that ends up being worth a $185 million contract, let's see how many White Sox draft picks have been worth that. Carlos Rodon, maybe. Like, this feels like a really solid pick for them. And then, not to rant too much, but in Foskey, I was able to talk to his head coach today over at Naz Academy.
Local guy.
Yes, Coach Lee Milano, who is the most Italian man I've ever met. He has 4 sons that are named Anthony, Nicholas, Joseph, and Dominic, right? So
all of the Saints.
No Vinny's in there.
No Vinny, but I mean, if he had a 5th boy, it's probably Vincent, right? Nice man, great guy. And he talked about Foskey being a dominant freshman. When he was put in, he struck out 3 times against Bennett, and then for the rest of the year, he struck out once. And that's as a freshman on a state champion at Naz. Naz is a pretty big athletic program. They were big when I was in high school in 2015. They end up having J.J. McCarthy as a quarterback who goes top 10 in the NFL.
Yep.
I think that this could be a real sleeper. There was talks that he could have been possible top 30. There was one prospect scout that I saw, Azad Early, who had him as a top 20 prospect. I think it's possible if the Sox got 2 top 20 prospects. That's all I really care about. I mean, you bring up the 20 rounds. I'm interested in Anthony DePino from the University of Rhode Island because he was described as thick and sturdy. But dude, can I put that many eggs in the basket of Anthony DePino? I don't really think so. Rylan Galvin is an interesting name. James Fox brought him up to me today on the CHGO Sox podcast, and he talked about how he is a top 250 prospect, fell to the 13th round, could possibly go back to Texas, but that's like their catcher, and Texas is a huge baseball program. So that could have been a steal there if they're able to sign Galvin in the 13th round. So, I think it's interesting, and we'll see what the Sox can do. I mean, they've had success. I mean, you could see Davis Martin's an 11th rounder on this team contributing. I know he's hurt right now, but I think that there are possible names in this 1 through 20 that will contribute to the Sox. I mean, even Antonacci, I know he was a 3rd round pick, but it seems like he's got life. Wilco's a 7th round pick. It seems like he's got life. There's definitely some interesting names here.
So 2 questions. Number 1, Billy Carlson, do you think he'll be an under slot with the signing? And go ahead.
James Fox said it's possible, but it shouldn't be too much of a worry. They should be able to get it done, and I think that's the ultimate thing. Is if they're drafting these kids at this point, they feel certain that they can sign them. And the fact that Faust was on the area code team, maybe he takes a hometown discount, right? Maybe it's not too much under slot, but I think that it is possible that Carlson's maybe around 6 million rather than the slot being 6.2, and maybe Faust is at like 2.5 when I think his slot was like 2.4. Maybe they give him a little bit of a bump, but I think that they're going to probably get around slot.
Go ahead, Dougie.
No, I was just going to say, and being the hometown guy, he's going to have Howard Aiken knocking on his door to do a law commercial. So, I mean,
he'll get some additional money.
Him, Wilkow, Schultz, those 3 guys will be fighting for the Aiken sponsorship. Yeah. Like this is they could possibly turn this into a reality TV show.
Yeah. I like that.
So my second question on that was, so with them drafting Billy Carlson, like what does that leave potentially the future for Colson Montgomery? Is he maybe go over to 3rd, or is he going to be like move down the road, or is he not going to be a guy on his team in the future like Peter likes to think?
And the Sox are desperate for talent, so they're going to give this kid as much rope as possible. I think that he can play shortstop for the White Sox for like a year. I don't think that his time at shortstop will end this year. I think he'll finish the year as the shortstop for the Sox in 2025. I think it's very possible he plays the entirety of 2026 as their shortstop, and then maybe at that point Bonnemer's knocking on the door to move him to shortstop. Maybe because he is 6'4", they move Bonnemer just to second base. I think it's possible that he moves to 3rd base or maybe even a corner outfield at some point. But if Colson Montgomery's hitting 20 home runs, they're going to find a spot to put him in the lineup. If Caleb Bonnemer's knocking on the door, they're going to put him wherever there's a position. If, Billy Carlson is making it to the major leagues, I think it's because of his glove. So he'll likely be a shortstop. But outside of that, I mean, I think the reason they're drafting these guys is because of their athleticism. I feel like if I asked Coach Milano today, what position is Faust, he'd be like, whatever position you tell him. I don't think that's actuality. He said more of a corner, but maybe you have Faust in right field, Colson in left field, Carlson at shortstop, Bonnemer at second base. You sign some premium free agents with some Ishbia money at the corners at first base and 3rd base, and then you got Teal. I feel if they were going to keep on to a catcher, it would be Teal over Caro, just because Teal has the frame. Caro is a little bit smaller. He's hitting well against lefties, but not really doing much else. Right now, Teal has the jump on him at being a defensive catcher. Caro is the youngest catcher in Major League Baseball, so I do want to give him a bit of grace. But I think maybe they move Caro for pitching, or they move Caro for a possible corner spot. I also think Miguel Vargas can add 20 more pounds. Maybe we just get him fat as hell and put him at first base. I think he's athletic enough to be a first baseman. His nickname's Miggy. I mean, let's just max him out like Miguel Cabrera or bust. And
I was going to say Prince Fielder action, a little Prince Fielder action.
No, I don't know about that big.
But that's what I'm worried about. If he starts, adding fat to him, that just means he's going to start pulling the fat, and we're going to go down the Eloy route again, or the loop up. There's going to be, pulling obliques and hamstrings and calves and groins and.
Eloy had a golf swing. The biggest thing about Vargas, at least that's liked about Statcast and Baseball Analytics, is his ideal attack angle. I think it's like 5th in Major League Baseball. He's up there with like Corbin Carroll. He's above Juan Soto, right? So like the swing's very nice. So maybe you just need to add the power, because there's a lot of warning track fly balls that I just need like 5 more feet, and maybe they're homers. I don't think he's as dreadful as he was to start this year. I think that there's a little bit more in the tank left for Vargas, but yeah, I'd like to see a little bit more pop from him. Maybe that just comes from 2 beers a night.
So that's it. It's been a conversation, Jason, me and you have been having for almost like a month now. Is like, do you project him to be a better or stick him at first base now, and he's just not the third baseman going forward?
I don't actually have any reason why they haven't played him at third base. He should be playing third base every single day. Who's playing third base that neat? I don't. He should be the third baseman. So I have no idea.
So that was like a little like, oh.
Well, Colson's played a little bit of third base in the minor league, so I mean, it's. I don't think it should be too shocking that they want to keep him fresh at third. The majority, I think he's played 10 games. 2 of them have been at third, 8 of them have been at shortstop. So I don't want to read into it too much. Like, I think it's very possible he moves to third base, in his career, especially with Carlson being drafted. I think Carlson, if he does reach his potential, will be the major league shortstop. So, I mean, you could possibly say like Colson's got a 3-year leash to become a shortstop. But it's really Colson's got a 3-year leash to hit home runs.
Yeah.
I mean, that's all they care about. If Colson Montgomery can be a 120 OPS hitter from the left-handed side, they will find whatever glove fits for whatever position. We've seen that with Vaughn, but like Colson's an actual athlete that you can do this with, and or Sheets, right? Like, I don't think Colson was, Indiana's Mr. Basketball, or Gavin Sheets was, or Vaughn, right? Like, I think Colson could adjust a little bit more to a position change.
All right, let's get a quick super chat from the Beef Loaf. 250-pound Miguel Vargas is Sean Anderson's best idea.
I love it. Honestly, that is my bellwether. If he thinks it's a good idea, I do feel like I'm onto something. So I am going to run with that idea with the Beef approval.
Praz's comment: Josh Naylor beat you guys so many times that you decided to create your own Josh Naylor.
Hold on now.
I was about to mention you. I was watching the show today, Sean, and you mentioned
Vargas
a little Josh Naylor.
If Vargas doesn't pan out, there's honestly the free agent classes for the next 2 years are dreadful. There's Tucker. That's about it. Naylor's bat speed has gone down over the past 3 years. I don't know if he's trying to trade that for like contact or not. It's not a good sign. So I don't know if I would give money to Naylor, but also, like, if there's a guy that you want in your clubhouse for intensity and winning, we saw it pay off for Cleveland, but I think he might be too expensive. Like, I think he's one of all these baseball players you see, like, their best, most productive years are like 1 through 5. And then the aging curve gets to them. And if they're not able to adjust, they're just going to fall off because they become way too expensive. And a team doesn't want to give them a 6-year contract because they know in 2 years they're going to suck.
Yeah. All right. Transitioning off the draft talk, you mentioned Andrew Vaughn, and I wanted to bring this up because we saw him going over to Milwaukee. Now he wasn't doing much in the minors in Milwaukee, and then he comes up and now he's 3rd overall draft pick potential right there. And I want to get your thoughts. Is this just a run of the mill lucky hot streak? Is this Andrew Vaughn's not a pumpkin anymore and Milwaukee somehow taps in his potential? What do you think? Is this just temporary or is this a thing now?
HBIC, how many games has he played?
I think 10 games? 5?
Oh, I think it's 4.
4?
Am I wrong? Let's check, because maybe I am wrong here. Maybe I don't want to be too mean.
No,
to
it was
the guy,
5. It might be 4.
Is it 4? It says 5. Okay. So 5 games. Do I think a 313 OPS plus is sustainable? No. I think that when you look at the 2 home runs, they're pulled fly balls. That makes me want to pull my hair out. However, obviously, that's all gone. I think that him with that game tying RBI on Sunday, where he goes to the right field area, is like the best of Andrew Vaughn, is like what got him drafted. So I think that if he's able to pull fly balls and hit line drives, that's like what we wanted for him for 4 years, 5 years. So it's possible. I don't want to be too mean to the guy, but I also hate him. So,
we all do.
Okay.
You could be mean.
Yeah, I hate him. I hate him, and I wish him no success. And I think that he is a bum. So maybe my most valuable bum this week, or bum of the week, would be Andrew Vaughn. And I don't care about his OPS plus. he will be a forever bum.
Yeah. I mean, it was pretty refreshing seeing he's still ugly as shit. So that was
Right.
hair didn't glow up.
No.
That guy is not on r/hair loss.
No.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just a typical, like Chicago thing, right? We always say when the guy leaves, change of scenery, they all of a sudden do good. And Eloy had that for like a week, and then he decided that he's gonna be Eloy again. Now he's DFA'd, and I think he's pretty much done. But yeah, if this turns out that he's hitting, home runs every couple games and walking off games, and I might just lose my shit then, because I'm like, we had so much hope for this guy. We tried to make it work for so many years, and then the second he leaves, he just starts fucking smashing.
Do you want to pay him $8 million? I mean, he's making $6 million right now.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Baseball salaries go up every single year. It's going to be $8 million to sign him next year. The Brewers aren't doing that. The Brewers don't have $8 million. They're already paying, I think, Rhys Hoskins money. They're not going to pay a second first baseman money. Like, they have him because Aaron Savale was on their team, and they're going to make that work. But I don't think he's long in the tooth for Milwaukee, unless they move off Hoskins, and maybe that's your sign. But yeah, I mean, I think he's done really well against lefties, and maybe they're not going to overexpose him against righties, and maybe you'll see a better performance. But again, he's not worth $8 million being a platoon player. I mean, we see Austin Slater, Mike Tauchman getting like $2 million. Vaughn doesn't even play an outfield position.
Right.
Yeah. All right, Sean, I know you're pressing for time. There's one more quick thing I want to talk to you about, and that's with the trade deadline coming up. What do you project to be this rotation in the second half of the season? Is Savale going to be traded? Is Hauser going to be traded? And who's taking those spots up?
I think Hauser's going to be dealt. I would be surprised if Savale gets dealt. He's kind of ass, and then also he's expensive, so I don't think he's actually going to get dealt. So I think Hauser will be a part of the rotation. Cannon, Davis Martin, Shane Smith. I don't think they're going to move him out of the bullpen or out to the bullpen. I think that they're going to take whatever results they get. If he finishes the year with a 5 ERA, they're going to be more happy that in the first half he was an all-star, right? Like that's that you barely even see Rule 5 players. They're mostly returned to their teams for $50,000, right? The fact that he is going to be a part of the team in 2026 is a win for the entire organization. So I think they want to give him as much rope as possible. Then it comes to the 5th spot. I wouldn't be surprised by a Noah Schultz debut. I think I'd be surprised by a Noah Schultz debut if he's like as a starter, though. I think that they would probably most likely just call him up in September and work him out of the pen so he's throwing innings and staying active, but also not adding too much stress onto a career high year in innings. So Johnny Cueto probably could still throw. He could be your 5th guy.
I'm in.
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
Vinny Velasquez, the reunion.
The reunion.
I don't know who's going to be the 5th starter. Honestly,
as long as it's not SP5,
it's probably him. That's where the words out of my mouth. So,
son of a.
Hey, you guys are best friends with the people in the broadcast booth, and maybe they could tell somebody that this guy's a piece of trash. Maybe they just haven't heard the news.
We'll run it up the chain. We'll see what they say.
There you go.
Yeah. Hawk Harrelson's gone, so like the broadcasters aren't controlling the game anymore.
Yeah. All right, Shaw. Yeah, we definitely want to thank you for coming on and talking some White Sox. We appreciate your time, and as always, make sure you check out Sean on the CHGO White Sox podcast. You're giving great insight all the time, man. We appreciate you.
Appreciate it. And just for Beefloaf, he says, what the fuck does Sean have to do that he has to jump off here? I don't have my phone on me, and my messages aren't working on my laptop. So I think I told my wife that this was going to be 15 minutes, and I think it's been a half hour. So I got that was my bad.
Yeah.
So
can't piss off the boss. We all know that.
My bad. Thank you guys for having me on. I appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you, Sean.
Thank you,
Bye,
Sean.
guys.
Yep. That was John W. Anderson. We always like chatting up with him. He's a great guy to talk to White Sox with in general. So, yeah. And then the one thing I wanted to wrap up with the Sox talk is the Ozzie Guillen retirement talk that he basically wants his number retired.
Yeah, he was very vocal this weekend. There's a video clip out there. They asked him, after Burley getting his statue, who do you think is the next of the 05ers to get like a ceremony. And he was very adamant and very vocal that he thinks it should be him. And he said, I don't necessarily think I deserve a statue, but I definitely deserve that number 13 should be retired. He also went on to say that he wants to make sure it's while he's still alive, and that if they retire it while he's dead, he's told his family to not attend the ceremony. So he wants it done now. And I agree with him 100%. Between his time as a player and as a manager of the White Sox, I think that 13 should be not necessarily obviously in the rafters, but retired. And he should have that ceremony whenever he sees fit. If he wants to do it next week, do it next week. If you want to get, like, it don't matter. Like, I think he's earned that right. And I like that he called that shot. You know, he could have said someone else, and he could have been like, oh, you know, like someone else needs to deserve, like, obviously, you know, everyone had Bobby Jenks on the mind the whole weekend. He could have gone that route. But no, he wants his number retired, and I think Jerry should do it. Especially when, you know, you hear that Jerry's only got till 2029 by all intents and purposes. You know, like, that's the contract with Ishbia, and that's like when Ishbia can, you know, start controlling the team. Jerry better do it before 2029. That's all I'm saying. I think Ozzy's agreeing with it.
I agree. I think Ozzy should definitely have his number retired. You know, we don't need to do statues or anything for him, but I think he's earned it. He brought us the championship. He was a you know, great manager, and you can say what you want about the way it ended with him and Kenny, but great player, great manager, and he's done a lot for the organization since. He's still doing the pre and post, and maybe his comments, you know, being critical of, you know, of Pedro Gafal, like last year, and, you know, just the negativity in general, would have maybe delayed that retirement. But I think he deserves it.
Yeah, I'm in agreement. I do believe that he deserves it. And as much as, like, it might seem cocky, I dig it, man. You know, like, hey, you know, they ask you an honest question and everything like that. If you feel in your heart that you are, you know, the best player or best player manager number that should get retired, yeah, absolutely. You know, and I mean, he was humble enough to say that he doesn't think that he deserves a statue, but at least knock the number off.
Yeah, and I like, you know, it was on his mind because the fact that he mentioned that he's already talked to his family about it.
Yeah.
And you know, like I mentioned with the Bobby Jenks stuff, tomorrow's not promised for anybody. So it would be a shame. You never know what, you know, whose time is up and when it's up. So it's like, if Ozzy wants to be there. He said, he's like, I want to see, he's like, my sons know who their dad was, but like his grandsons, they don't know he was, you know, World Series manager. He's like, I want to see them see that. I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. So do it.
Yeah. All right. Let's go wrap up the Sox talk. So let's pay a quick ad from Elite Icons. Elite Icons is your number one source for quality and affordable jersey framing. You can trust their products and services to be genuine and of the highest quality, backed by their extensive industry experience. They offer custom jersey framing at the most competitive prices in the nation. Additionally, they host several public and private signings each year, featuring your favorite players. Regardless of the sport or project type, they can frame it. So visit them at eliteicons.biz or call them at 630-863-0647. All right, we got a couple of things we got to talk about before we get to some Ryan Poles talk here. July 26th, Sox, Cubs, Whiskey at Comiskey, we're back. And it's also your boy's birthday. So,
burying the lead.
Might be a little extra much of a shit show. And Dougie, your birthday is coming up soon. So this will be a nice to celebrate your boy's birthday too. But we got something good. We got something good for you guys because we're introducing a new sponsor. We got a tequila sponsor now. Manuscrito Tequila, added a free premium tequila. It's great stuff. If they're on the shelves now at your locals, your Binnies, your mom and pops, highly recommend you pick up a bottle of Manuscrito. But they will be there along with Michter's whiskey. We'll have our friend Raven on site pouring some of good Michter's whiskey, some bourbons, maybe some, you know, special stuff that she likes to bring along. And as always, Other Half Brewing from Ramova, they will be supplying some beers for us as well. So thank for all of our sponsors, and it's going to be a great time because we're running it back with the taco cart.
Yeah.
Fan favorite taco cart. I want to see how messy people get with the taco car too. It could be very similar to the disaster situation with the
Whiz.
with the steak. With the steak sandwiches. So taco car could be sloppy. We got to get those bibs done ASAP. Jason, dude, promote your birthday. I love it's your boy's birthday. You got it. I love that you just. I feel like middle of that ad read, you realize, oh yeah, it's also Dougie's birthday. Let me toss him in real quick.
Well, I mean, it is Dougie's birthday, right? But this is actually falling on my birthday, so I feel like, Dougie's is like what? Yours is like 6 days before? Yours is
It's Saturday. We're celebrating Saturday at midnight. No, I know it's Sunday. We're celebrating Saturday at midnight in Pittsburgh. So that's where we're going ham for Dougie's birthday. Anybody going to the Sox Machine 108ing Chicago Sports Bums amalgamation of a road trip, whatever you want to call it. We're celebrating Dougie's birthday Saturday night at midnight. We're going to get you hammering, my boy.
Yeah, so don't try any shenanigans at 11:59. We ain't doing.
I'm gonna. You know what? I'm gonna get like one of those glitter balls. We're counting it down like midnight, like on New Year's Eve.
Just trap balls. I guess I'll wear a diaper to the event then.
Get your.
But
shit.
the RSVP form is officially out right now for the July 26th. So drop us it's RSVP free. You're gonna eat a bunch of free tacos, drink some tequila. We're told that they're not going to just be doing samples, but they might be mixing up some cocktails as well. So maybe a little margarita with your tacos. It's going to go great. Or bourbon and tacos. Who cares? Do whatever you want.
Yeah,
but we got something. We got something for everyone now.
Mm-hmm.
So,
hell yeah.
And then we will see everyone in Pittsburgh on Friday. It's going to be a great time. We can't wait to party it up with all the White Sox Twitter peoples. A lot of 108ing.
Hell yeah.
I can't tell you how much I cannot wait for this road trip. Julie and I feel like I haven't had a proper vacation in a while.
Mm-hmm.
So I think mom and dad are going ham. We're getting there a day early. We're getting there on Thursday. We're going ham Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Yinzer Palooza is going to turn into Baloney Palooza and Turkey Palooza. No kids, and watch out. I'm just telling you right now.
Yeah.
This will be my 4th road trip doing this. It's a marathon, my man. It's a marathon. So be ready for it. Be ready for it.
I've been a good boy.
Yeah. All right. So we got a couple quick headlines here. The first one, big news coming out of Hallis Hall the other day. Ryan Poles has signed a 3-year extension to keep him with the Bears through 2029. That ties him into Ben Johnson's year. So they say 5-year contract extension, but it's actually still had 2 years left on his deal. So it was actually 3 years, but
3-year extension, but yeah, he's here for 5 years.
5 years. Yeah. So they slides a little misworded it a little improperly, but yeah. So Ryan Poles is tied with us with Ben Johnson, and some people are still up and down about him being signed. They, some people are still critical of his moves, like later in the drafts, and some of the other the offensive line issues, which maybe have been solved. The offensive line is ranked number 4th overall according to preseason projections. But want to get your guys' thoughts on Bears tying Ryan Poles, doing something right for the first time, and lining up the coach and the GM on the same timeline.
So that's the thing. That's exactly the thing. It's the coach, the GM, and Caleb Williams. We're all tied in together for the foreseeable future, and that's fine. Did Ryan Poles by himself earn this extension? Probably not. On his own merits, no. But he was able to do what everyone was asking him to do, is to sign Ben Johnson. So can't get mad that he signs Ben Johnson and then get mad when he gets the extension for getting doing the right thing. So now the only thing I can think of right now is we're putting so much, not us but just in general, we're expecting Ben Johnson to be the miracle worker. He's saving Ryan Poles' job, fix Caleb Williams. And not that Caleb Williams needs fixing, but all of this now falls on Ben Johnson. And can he keep, the ship afloat? And I think he can, right? We all wanted him to do it. So people were pissed, obviously, they haven't made the playoffs within the Ryan Poles regime. And there was a lot of misses, but there also been some good, when he came here, He was in cap hell. They didn't really have many draft picks. And so there is still a lot of good with a lot of the bad. So did he deserve it? Probably not. But the Ben Johnson was the big fish, and he got it. So
Yeah, so I wanted to save my reaction, so I didn't do any tweets on it or anything like that, but I absolutely hated this. There was no reason to rush into this and tie them all together like right now. I would have much rather seen him get 1 year underneath his belt and see how this thing is actually gonna play out, and if they are making the right steps and everything like that. I wanted to see that before we're tying guys in long term. So now if this thing, and I pray that it doesn't, I don't think my Chicago sports heart can take the excitement that I have going on right now and have this thing be a big flop. But if this thing ends up being a flop and a bust, now he's tied in to the coach and everything like that. And you're wasting money at that point. I think that they could have easily just played it out for 1 more year. And so what if if they come out like gangbusters or whatever and somehow go deep into the playoffs this year, and you got to pay Ryan Poles a little bit extra because you wanted to make him earn it for 1 year, I'd be totally okay with that. I don't like that they just went ahead and paid the guy on hopes and dreams. I hate that.
yeah, so I get that, but he had 2 more years. So it's like even if he had a bad year this year, they're still not going to eat that. He's still not going to eat the contract for next year. The Bears
Right.
just won't pay out like that.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying though. Then you're eating 1 year and you're not eating, 4 more years or 3 more years.
Well, I guarantee, Poles probably gets fired way before Ben Johnson does. So I think they're going to give Ben Johnson every chance to, turn this offense into a juggernaut. So if Poles makes some bad moves, it ain't going to be Ben Johnson who gets blamed for the wins and losses.
I'm also going to tell you right now, because it was evident by the way the Bears drafted this year. It's not even Poles making the moves anymore. Ben Johnson was making those moves too. Like Ben Johnson had a lot to do with how they drafted this year.
Well, and the coaching staff,
so that's what I'm saying. So
Anton Randall L, he really wanted Luther Burden,
yeah. So that's where I'm saying, like, as much as we say, like, if Ryan Poles makes a bad moves, it's all one thing now. It's all one thing. It's free agency. Ben Johnson's going to have a lot to say with how they tackle free agency going forward. So that's where it's like, yeah, it all falls on Ryan Poles, but like they're all in it together.
And now you see why the pricing for the new stadium, like their survey email and some of the pricing they have for their memberships and everything.
Oh my God, dude.
I mean, that's a topic for another day. But now you see why they're pricing some of the stuff the way they are. We'll definitely have to break that down upcoming once training camp starts.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like they're making it like to where the average us can't afford to go to games anymore.
Yep.
And I think
that's the NFL.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I understand it's the NFL, but I mean, like, even we're,
we're going to Cincy and.
Yeah, it was expensive as shit for the upper deck, but like, like your family members that have tickets and had tickets or whatever, like pretty soon, it's going to get to a point where they're not going to be able to afford it. And then they're going to have to really lean on, family members to start chipping in and stuff like that. And maybe they can afford it and everything like that. But like, I know how those sections are, like in those upper deck sections, it's a lot of blue collar workers that, that's what they're spending a lot of their money on, and I don't know. You just hate to see it, especially with membership bullshit.
Yeah, that we'll talk about that. Coming up in a couple of weeks. So when football gets wrapped up. All right, Peter, you had one more headline for us.
Yeah, we got a couple of headlines. I know we're going to Pittsburgh this weekend. Friday night, there's rumors of a little casino trip, a little casino action. I saw this on the internet streets. Nope. Where'd it go? There we go. Nope. There it is. Uno is going to Vegas. It's being added as a table game in Vegas. This is the Palms Uno Social Club. Do you guys fuck with Uno as a casino game?
This is a bad idea because there are going to be so many fights when somebody gets, like the
reverse and the draw
and
forward.
and you're getting revert, draw 20, draw 20. There's going to be so many tables flipped up and just drinks thrown and fights and bad idea, Vegas. You don't need to mix this angry game into Vegas already.
I love it. I absolutely love it because it's like the moment that you lose, you're like reverse, bitch, and just take your money and run. Yeah. I mean, dude, I want to see more. Get me some gambling Monopoly. Get me like a
gambling Monopoly. Yeah, that's like the World Series of Poker. That shit'll take days.
Yes, that's what I want, dude. I want fucking days worth of shit and fucking people just getting pissed and hating each other. And like you should have to gamble with your family on it. That would be awesome.
Yahtzee's a good one. Holding out for Yahtzees. I love this. Last time we went to Vegas, we went with my cousin Joe, me, Julie, and his wife Amy. And at the casino we stayed at there was only 2 tables, but it was basically war, like the game you played with kids. It was 2 tables of war. We spent all weekend at that fucking war table. Joel loved it. He was like, "Let's go to war," and everyone's screaming. It was crazy. I mean, the odds were not great, but you're just playing war. I love it. Give me all those games. Give me War. Give me Uno. Give me Yahtzee. I don't care what it is. Sign me up. I'm a gigantic kid at heart.
So I've always wanted to ask somebody that's actually played War in a casino. So how does it work? Like if you go to tie again, and then you got to, War out again, do you have to rebet?
Yes.
You do?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. At least that's what I remember. We were very, very hammered, but we were very, very, we were very intrigued on it. But yes.
Okay. All right. I always wondered.
Oh, shit. They have War at Wind Creek. Let's go.
Okay. Maybe they got it in Pittsburgh.
Mm-hmm. That'd be awesome. I'd fuck with some more.
What else you got, Peter?
All right, so I wasn't able to clip this video because of copyright reasons, and it was full of freaking music. But SeaWorld, yes, SeaWorld is having a summer concert series, and it's been going viral on the internet because, and I'll show you guys the lineup. People are going crazy for the nostalgia factor of it all. So the Yin Yang Twins performed at SeaWorld. They looked old as hell, but if you look at the crowd, there's people twerking, there's asses out. It's unbelievable. And they sent the whole lineup. It's Soulja Boy, Bow Wow, Fat Joe, Waka Flocka, the 90s tour, Trina, Genuine. If you look at the videos for this entire series.
Oh, baby.
Yeah, Paul
People's
Wall.
champ.
Dude, it makes SeaWorld look like the fucking funnest place in the world. I love this. So I need all of the I need Brookfield Zoo. We're members at Brookfield Zoo. They had like Train and fucking Third Eye Blind. No disrespect to Third Eye Blind. I like Third Eye Blind. But I'm trying to get the Yin Yang Twins at Brookfield Zoo.
Well, they got Live Golf coming to Bolingbrook next month, and they got Good Charlotte there. And I'm like, come on, you couldn't do anything better than Good Charlotte.
Yeah.
After seeing this, great. I'm kind of like, what the fuck, man? They had like a big DJ there last year. I can't remember what it was, but it just, I see this and I'm like, God damn it, Liv, get your shit together.
And I'm telling you, if you guys just go online, just look up Yin Yang Twins at SeaWorld. Go on Instagram Reels or TikTok or Twitter videos. Dude, people are going ham for these concerts. And I'm like, fuck yeah, get that money, Yin Yang Twins.
Bubba Sparks.
Yeah, Bubba Sparks. I'm saying. So you guys fuck with this lineup?
Yeah, I'll fuck with it. Yeah.
Dude, if anything, I'm going there to people watch. Let me see that Shamu girl.
Yeah, but yeah, dude, I saw it. The videos are hilarious, but obviously for DMCA reasons, I couldn't really show them, but they're great. So I'm all in on SeaWorld. And this is from someone I've been very out on SeaWorld because that's probably a bad place. You got the whole whales thing and everything else, the treatment of animals. Maybe just make it a concert venue.
You got the people in the stands twerking, and then you got the whales like
splashing you. Yeah.
Your ass
Hell
when you were
yeah.
twerking. You're just like, psh. That's a scene. That's a vibe right there, man.
Hell yeah.
Oh,
shit.
all right, Peter. That's all the headlines you got.
It. Those are all the
All right.
headlines for this week.
All right, we're gonna tap into Baloney's brain here, but we're gonna do a shameless plug for ourselves real quick.
Shameless. No shame in this plug.
Nope.
ShySportsBums.BigCartel.com is the home for all Chicago sports bums merch. We have Bears, Hawks, Sox, and Bums merch available. Anything you need to get ready for a big game or a Chicago Sports Bums event. Remember, all profits go directly back into our Whiskey at Comiskey tailgates to keep the beer and food free for everyone. So head over to ShySportsBums.BigCartel.com and pick up a couple Toot Tree shirts today.
All right, Peter. It's time for In Baloney's Brain. What is in that brain, my friend?
All right, so this segment it's basically like a combination of headlines or questions of the week, or just think. A lot of the times, Dougie, you sent me a picture. For work, you were cutting grass, and you're like, "Oh, I'm pulling a baloney today." A lot of the times, I'm just on a mower with my headphones on or listening to a podcast, do it thing like that. And there's a lot of things that just come up that doesn't necessarily fit a headlines or a questions of the week, but I want answers to from you guys specifically. Okay. So here's the first one. And this is something that actually I saw from Matt Crawford. So the first one this was a headline last week. Couple engaging in indecent act in car at Panda Express parking lot. And I'm like, oh, that's a pretty fucking funny headline. Like, people are getting, horny for Panda Express. So then I turned to Julie. I was like, we go out to eat every once in a while. Is there any quick makeout session anywhere? And so my question to you guys is like, where do you think you would get caught engaged in a decent act in a car? Because our answer was Hooters. We go to Hooters too much not to engage in a couple parking lot acts at Hooters. And we're not necessarily there for the view. We actually like the food. The food is what makes us.
I mean, yeah, you're making out in Hooters and you get like the windows are open and you're like, oh, it's an added incentive. I would say probably for us would be Cooper's Hawk. Like, that's the one place we probably frequent.
A little bit of wine, a little bit of red wine action. Get the blood circulating.
Put some slow jams on after the wine.
I like that.
I don't think mine's necessarily a restaurant, but like after a comedy show, vibes are always so high after a good comedy show. You've been laughing, most of the time there's been a couple drinks involved and everything like that. That the night is like, the vibes are never going to be higher. So yeah, that's
a great answer. You know what? We haven't done enough comedy shows as a couple, but the two that we've done, we really enjoyed. We saw Ron Funches at Rosemont. We've been to a couple more. Comedy shows are good. I know, like, Sam Reeves and his wife go a lot to comedy shows, and I know you guys do too. That's something we gotta try to get more at. We do concerts all the time, and we're doing a bunch of different concerts, but comedy shows are a good vibe.
Yeah. Well, because like concerts are a great vibe too, but after you're done with it, you're either, bouncing around with the music or you're singing, you're kind of fucking tired, That's why I'm decently worried about you and your festivals this year, dude. Like, I'm scared for you.
It's not only the festivals, dude. So we talked about Oasis last week. We're going Oasis back to back with MyChem, Thursday, Friday, Soldier Field. Saturday of that same week is the Lumineers at Soldier Field. And now Julie's hit me up. She wants to go to Lumineers too. I'm like, I don't think we could pull off 3 dates in a row at Soldier Field and then Lala and then Riot Fest. I might die. I might have. You know what? We started the show talking salads. I'm gonna need a couple salads before we go these concerts.
We're talking parking lot, but I also hear that Beetlejuice the musical gets people
horned
up.
Yeah, Beetlejuice the musical. That's a place where some people like it.
You might get a handy or something and grab some titties.
All right, so this is another. Now this is getting weird because it's just conversations me and Julie have been having. But we've all talked about the type of underwear we wear on the show. You guys were famously boxer. We have. I was a boxer brief guy. You guys were boxer guys, and I was shocked that you, Johnny, and Dougie were all boxer group. So the Fonseca family, as a family, have no free ads, but apparently free ads. We did the like MeUndies subscription and got like the MeUndies.
Okay.
You guys know about those?
underwears?
No, I know the
It's like different like patterns and different
designs
like
and stuff like that. Yeah.
So like I've always been a boxer briefs guy, and maybe it's my ignorance. Julie, obviously the women have so much more options. Like, you know, like there's just so many options. Right now for us, it's boxers briefs or boxer briefs. That's it. Or commando, I guess, if you're really a weirdo. Right. But I would like, imagine a world where there's no men's underwear. What are you wearing? What is HBIC wearing?
Wait, I gotta pick from the panties. I gotta pick a panty
because it was overwhelming. The choices were overwhelming. I was like, I'm glad that we only get 3 choices. But say the men's like it's like men's underwear doesn't exist anymore.
Well, I definitely the much as I eat like Taco Bell and shit, it ain't gonna be a thong. I don't need anything writing up my ass crack.
You never know.
You know, it ain't gonna be Brazilian or seamless or thong or low rise. I think I'm gonna have to either do the hipster or the boy shorts.
Yeah, boy shorts is basically what I wear now. I'm a boxer briefs guy, and I'm telling you right now, I guess I'm giving them free ads. The MeUndies thing, they're fucking comfy. I love them, so I'm a big fan so far. I'm wearing them right now.
Tummy control panties.
I thought about that, Dougie. I was like, either the shorty or the tummy control. That might help. They should make those for men, to tell you the truth.
Yeah. I think that's what I'm going with. I'm going with the tummy control panties, baby. Nothing screams sexy like fucking shoving your gut in some underwear.
Oh, wait, we got Beef Loaf agreeing with you. He's a longtime MeUndies guy too.
See, now we need.
So I'm intrigued. Now I thought this was just a Sylvie, or what was it like? Was a Wild and Sylvie radio ad from like
That's
back
what
in
we
the day?
thought.
You know, I thought it was just it's a cheap sports radio ad. And all right, if you're saying they're comfy, I might have to check these out.
And Julie was the one that pulled the trigger. She's like, I'm getting underwear for the whole family. I'm like, okay, and I'm like, sign me up for whatever. And we got a bunch of them, and they just come in the mail, and they're awesome. So yeah, I'm a big fan. But yeah, the boy shirts probably hipster. No, probably not. That looks like a wrestling trunk if we were in like WWE or something like that. But yeah, I don't know why I thought of this question. It was mostly because Julie had like 1,000 choices, and I was just give me
you're just trying to get us to wear panties to a game or something
for content.
Yeah,
nah, we don't need that. Tacos in the comments. Commando since 04. 1, I don't believe that, and 2, Commando. You can't be. The jeans, especially guys' jeans, are too uncomfortable to be going Commando.
Yeah, your balls will be chafed like a motherfucker.
Yeah. All right. We'll do one more because I got like 10 things, and I'm like, we're not doing.
All right, this is a recurring segment, so we're gonna.
Well, we'll do one more.
Okay. All right.
Because it's 108. We're doing the 108 road trip. We're heading to Pittsburgh. And there was a discussion online about the Oasis that closed on, what is it, 98, 94, the McDonald's or whatever like that. Mm-hmm, so I'm like, nothing, gets your boy Baloney going more than a good pit stop on a road trip. So like, build your own Oasis. You get 1 gas station and 4 restaurants to build your own Oasis. And I'll give you time to think. So I thought about this, and I'm like, I wish I could say I'm a Buc-ee's guy, but I've never been to Buc-ee's. Mm-hmm. I've never been to Casey's, and shocking because everyone raves about Casey's breakfast pizza, and I've just never been to a Casey's gas station. So I'm a Speedway guy. I'm a Speedway guy. I get Speedway gas. So that's the nice Speedways. There's some shitty Speedways, but the nice Speedways are rival with those type of gas stations. So give me a Speedway gas station, and then this might be unpopular, but I'm going double coffee. I want Starbucks and Dunkin' Donuts because I want to have the options. I'm a big coffee guy, especially. At this point, I'm a morning coffee and an afternoon coffee. Sometimes I want to switch it up. Sometimes I need a nitro cold brew from Starbucks. Other times I just like the Dunkin' black coffee. You got to be able to switch it off. So I'm going double coffee, even though that limits the food options. And then, since I'm probably driving with the kids, we got to get Happy Meals from McDonald's. So the McDonald's is for the kids. I'm a big Wendy's guy. I don't know if we've talked about it enough, but Wendy's, I feel like, would be the perfect road trip. We've done road trips in the past, Jason. We've stopped at like Arby's. That was a bad. I like Arby's. Arby's road trip. Bad idea. That was a bad idea what we did.
Yeah.
So I'm going Wendy's, McDonald's, and double coffee.
Okay, I got mine here. Gas station is going to be Shell, because I got the rewards.
Oh,
Yeah,
you're a Shell guy.
Yeah.
Fancy.
Oh, I'm always a Costco gas guy. Because give me the membership get.
But you can't.
But if I can't make it to Costco, I have the Shell reward. So I'm doing Shell. And I'm going to do Dunkin' Donuts for coffee. That's just, I'll take that over Starbucks most times. I'm going to do McDonald's because I think that's a staple for what you need. Now, as much as people know I'm a Taco Bell and Wendy's guy or a White Castle guy, those are the worst road trip foods you could possibly have. So that's we're not gonna stink up a car.
You can't have sliders and then have 5 more hours on the road. That's a bad idea.
No, that's a bad idea. So we're going McDonald's. We're going Dunkin'. We're gonna go Wendy's because I think that's
so we're simpatico here.
Yeah, the double stacks. They're great for easy eating. And then I'm gonna go probably with an unpopular opinion, but it probably is the least messy of the subs, but Subway.
Wow, that was unpopular. I did not expect people still eating Subway in 2025.
They apparently they do. Now, granted, I am a Potbellies, Jersey Mike's, Panera guy, but Potbellies and Panera they take too long. Subway you can get in there pretty quick, and as long as I'm not doing like a meatball, they're pretty road trip friendly.
Okay. All right. I respect that.
All right. So gas station. And I'm going, they're going to have to bring it back. I'm going BP, but about 16, 17 years ago, they used to have the AM PMs inside of the BP. They used to have these what I would consider almost homemade biscuit breakfast sandwiches. They were lights out. They were made fresh every day. They had a little thing to make fresh cracked eggs and stuff like that. So that for sure. Coffee. Sorry, no knock, but I got to go Tim Hortons. Tim Hortons.
That doesn't exist. You're road tripping in Canada?
You didn't say that I couldn't do stuff from around here. I can do whatever I want.
Yeah, I mean, I would have done In-N-Out, but
that's what I was going to do for my burger. In-N-Out.
This guy, you're doing an Oasis that doesn't exist. I want it on 9094, damn it.
Well, I'm trying to bring the good stuff to our area. We're getting Jack in the Box back here.
Yeah, there's one in Countryside. I haven't gone
yet.
There is.
Yeah. So, okay, so I got to do stuff that's around here then?
Nah, do what you want.
No. I'm in your brain. So
the Jetsons pill food, if you want.
Yeah. All right. If I'm doing stuff, fine. I won't say In-N-Out. I'll go Jack in the Box since Jack in the Box is in here. I don't know if I'd necessarily go with the greasy tacos, but some of their burger options are pretty solid. McDonald's for the kids is it's for my sanity. So that's
and you need it for the breakfast sandwiches too if you're stopping in the morning. So
Has anybody tried the spicy egg McMuffin yet?
No, but I will. No. I will soon. I will
we need a YouTube
report it. I'm going to airport it. This week.
And since Jason did a little bit of a hot take, I'll do a little hot take too. Used to have these all the time at Oasis. A little Sarpinos, not Sarpino. Yeah, Sbarro's. Sbarro's pizza.
Me and Peter are off Sbarro's forever.
Yeah, dude, I love Sbarro's. We got some. I mean, this was all right. I'm not blaming Sbarro's. I'm blaming ourselves. A couple
bad slices.
We had some really bad slices in the Puerto Vallarta airport.
Oh shit!
That basically it debilitated us.
It gave us such bad food poisoning. It scarred us for life.
Okay.
And it was all 4 of us had it.
Yeah, all 4 of us, and we all got sick. Like, we didn't live together at the time, but like, we all got sick at the exact same time because I was like, "What time did you get sick?" Oh, like 3 a.m. Me too. Like,
Oh
that
shit.
was
Brutal.
It was both ending. It was a both ends food poisoning.
Johnny,
But
too.
yeah.
Well, give me the shits.
Yeah. I don't know. It was kind of one of those, like, you know, they had them at the Oasis and everything like that. They had like the
At
garlic
the
knots and everything.
Oasis.
So,
Okay.
Joey P says, "Let's go back to Cosmics." Sorry, Joe, they're closed.
They closed already? I heard they were
yeah.
closing them. I didn't know
Yeah.
they closed already.
Sorry, it's gone.
I never made it. I never made it to Cosmics. R.I.P. and P.
you're the reason
Yeah.
they closed.
It didn't go enough. My fault.
Yeah.
Yeah.
got the
you did-
churro frappuccino.
You did that one review. It did good numbers on YouTube. You never doubled back for a second
know.
review. That's why it closed.
Yeah.
I'm not a big breakfast guy.
At all?
You know, no. I usually wake up, have coffee, and then I wait for lunch.
Oh, I was about to say, didn't you send us like breakfast sliders in the group chat like 2 days ago?
Yeah, those were like 1 p.m. breakfast sliders.
Oh, that's brunch for Jason. Is the,
right.
the 2 p.m. brunch that he has.
Those were anytime breakfast sliders. You can't. Those wouldn't exist if it was normal time for me. Or for like a restaurant.
Okay.
All right, so that's good. We got a lot of questions for Baloney's brain, but we'll run this back every couple weeks and start.
Yeah, maybe every month or every 6 weeks or so.
Home run derby. We got Cal Raleigh in it versus Junior Camareno.
Is
Or
that the final?
Yeah, it's final.
Ooh.
Caminero.
Dumper.
Yeah, you guys got any money on it?
No,
No.
they just got past me.
No. All right,
You got Kyle Raleigh, don't you?
I do. So hoping he wins the final. All right,
There you go.
let's bump some people, guys.
Yeah.
I think he's a bum. I think he's an absolute bum.
You call me a bum? My man, I take that with pride, with honor, that I'm a bum. I'm the king of the bums, baby.
Because you're training like a damn bum, you know that? Bum. A bum.
All right, let's get to our listener bums and MVBs. First up is our boy Taco MVB Peter and Joey P for going Gator mode. Peter, you want to explain what Gator mode is?
I saw this. It was from Taco and our guy Jose. They were doing Modelos and lime Gatorades. 50-50 mix. I thought these guys are doofuses. Didn't think anything of it. No offense to my guys. And then Joey P had one, and he did a review on it. And then he said it was good. I'm like, all right, I trust my hermano Joey P's palate. We're the tequila bums. He's got good taste. So I had it. I had it this weekend. It was the Mexican summer shandy. It was fantastic. Now I kind of want to do it now with the Modelo and the lime pepino, the cucumber Gatorade. I think that might be good too.
Yeah.
So now I'm going Gator mode. I'm hashtag Gator mode.
Hashtag Gator mode. All right. Is bum of the week Jose because he lost Stephanie's sunglasses a few weeks ago. That's that's poking the bear right there, man.
Prada sunglasses.
Yeah.
Or Gucci, one of the two.
Yeah, whatever. Jose, MVB, Taco, happy birthday week, brother. Unlimited content, Joey P with the dance moves this weekend. And no bums. We keep killing it. So thank you, Jose.
Yeah, happy birthday week, Taco. Fuck me, but whatever.
Damn.
Everyone
tough
keeps
shit.
forgetting it. We're celebrating at
alright.
midnight on Saturday, Dougie. We already put it on the calendar.
Wait, midnight Sunday.
No, midnight. Well, Saturday night and turns to Sunday.
Yes, that's midnight Sunday.
Semantics.
Joey P, bum of the week. The NHL teams who voted to keep next year's NHL draft decentralized. Again, get ready for another 4-hour first round. Fuck you guys. That's all I gotta say. That was the worst garbage ever. Now next year we're gonna have to wait 4 hours before the Blackhawks pick.
Tough scenes.
MVB, the 2005 World Series champions, Chicago White Sox. It was an amazing weekend. A celebration for many. 'Twas a good weekend. Jeff Bartlett, MVP, the White Sox and nostalgia was fun this past weekend. 'Twas. Bum when Monday hits after a fun weekend.
Yeah.
100%.
Tough.
Yeah. Tom, Oh, he posted this early bum. Okay, so he's bum of the week. Pretty sure the White Sox won the World Series that year. ESPN is so unbelievable with the disrespect to that team. Yeah. Apparently, the image here, if you're listening to this on the audio, Chris Burke was a 2005 World Series champion with the Astros. So the ESPNs continue to disrespect our 2005 champion White Sox, and like they never won it. They just want to rewrite history, or rewriting stuff with AI, and have bad interns.
It's got to be
It's got to be a bit, right? They're just leaning into it just for the troll and to piss off the fan base.
Yep.
Bums. Gerald Sullivan, MVP. Mark Burley for his toast to Bobby Jenks. Yeah, that was heartfelt. That was sad to see and hear. Bum of the week. ESPN for constantly forgetting that the White Sox won the World Series in 2005. Yeah. Sidney Brown, MVBs, the entire White Sox organization for the CHSN watch party in the 400 level last Saturday for season ticket holders. Tadahito Oguchi greeting fans and members of 108 who were at the watch party. Yes, good job. Bum of the week, low attendance for reunion weekend. Yeah, I was a little shocked. I was at the game on Friday. I sent you guys the picture that was probably like 60-70% full, and I was a little shocked.
Yeah,
team's bad. What do you guys expect? But yeah, no, I wanted to make it out there. I was just busy with work, and we had our event on Sunday, so couldn't make it, but it looked awesome. I watched all of it from the comfort of my couch.
Yep. SPF MVB, the 05 champ Sox toasting the 45 Bobby Jenks. Yep. Bum of the week, Lufthansa? I don't know. Lufthansa? Yeah. Get your obscure airlines out of here for serving Beck's on a flight from Chicago to Frankfurt. I can get Beck's at the Jewels. Need some real German beer like Heineken. That's Holland.
This is just SPF flexing that he went overseas. Get out of here, SPF. We just said I went on vacation. You don't have to complain about the beer.
Yeah. King Ass MVP Andrew Vaughn for proving the haters wrong for a 4-game stretch that I will victory lap forever, even when he isn't good again. I hope he gets DFA'd tomorrow. Bum of the week 1994 is permanent construction. It's Chicago. It never ends. They just milking those coffers.
Was the main plan.
I still can't say it.
You called it an obscure airline. That's what made me fun.
Mailman Jack, fighting with Mailman Jack. MVB, more songs about buildings and food by the Talking Heads was released on this day in 1978. Probably one of my favorite studio recordings by the band. And Bum of the Week, the unnecessary deaths, especially the children due to flooding in Texas. Yeah, that's horrible tragedy.
Yeah.
All right, let's get to our bums and MVBs. Dougie, kick us off.
All right. I'm going to start with my bum of the week. My bum of the week is basically just the court system in general. I'm so sick and tired of like anybody with like money or celebrities and stuff like that just getting off, this whole like Diddy thing and the Epstein list going away and all this stuff. It just, it wouldn't happen to an average person, like any of us. It wouldn't happen to any of us because we wouldn't be in court for any of that shit. But yeah, it's just I don't know, dude. I'm just sick of that. Like, just because you have money, you can basically do whatever the fuck you want. And I hope Diddy still gets a bunch of years for all the shit that he's put people through and everything like that. But I think at the end of the day, it'll end up being a slap on the wrist, and he'll be out in 5 or something like that. So
the baby oil lobby is going to go hard on that sentencing. They're going to lobby hard for a reduced sentence because they need him to get back and buy the caseloads again.
Right.
The baby.
Yeah, so I'm just tired of that. That's my bum of the week. So I wanted to get that out of the way. But I have 3 MVBs that I want to give a shout out to. Jason Momoa for going to the Black Sabbath Ozzy like last concert tour thing or whatever. And when Pantera was on stage, he jumped off stage and jumped right into the mosh pit and started moshing with people, just hanging out there with fans, enjoying the music, enjoying the sights, scenes. And it was just an awesome moment. And, yes, there were a lot of people like shoving phones in his face and stuff like that. But, I really dig that. It was a really cool just moment, and I was glad that it got caught on tape and that he got to enjoy himself because a celebrity can't normally do shit like that. So that was cool. Also, I want to give a MVB out to my in-laws. Yesterday, I didn't get a chance to celebrate with them, but they had a 55th wedding anniversary. So they've been married for 55 years. So
Nice.
shout out to them. In my last MVB, this one, I don't think I ever thought in my mind that I'd be saying this out loud, but I'm MVBing Jake Paul. Jake Paul is my MVB. I don't know if you guys have seen any of this or not, but one of the guys that used to be an MMA fighter, one of the guys that he boxed later on in his career, Ben Astrick, he came down with a really, really bad case of pneumonia, and he's been in the hospital fighting for his life. He's coded a bunch of times. He actually needed a double lung transplant to save his life. He looks like total shit. But Jake Paul went ahead and under the radar, didn't say nothing to nobody, nothing. He didn't want any credit for it. Paid the entire $500,000 for this lung transplant.
Damn. Wow, that's a great gesture.
Yeah, and so it's like for all of the stuff that they do, and that they look like shitheads and stuff like that. Maybe they are good people under the surface, underneath the characters that they play, that get them money and stuff like that. But I just thought that was amazing act of humanity, and Jake Paul's my MVP.
Shocking, good. Yeah, that's a worthy MVB. That's awesome. Before we get to the next ones, I just wanted a quick note. I don't know how this is going to play in family dinners, Dougie, but if we remember the beginning of the show, you bummed your mom, but MVB'd your in-laws. I don't know how Christmas is going to work in this family. Like, I just want to make sure this was correct.
Yes, it is correct. And the in-laws also have an in-ground pool with a slide. So it's summertime, baby. You got to play the game.
MVPs.
All right, Peter, what do you got?
No bums this week. I got 2 MVBs. First one being, it's something we didn't get to talk to with Sean W. Anderson, but he produces the CHGO wrestling show, which I also listen to. Wrestling this weekend was awesome. If you were a wrestling fan, you had literally something for everyone. WWE had Saturday Night Main Event. AEW had their biggest pay-per-view of the year, AEW All In. On Sunday, WWE Evolution, which is their all-women show, which I thought was fantastic. I thought that didn't get as much publicity leading into the weekend because it almost got overshadowed by All In and Saturday Night's Main Event. I thought all 3 were really good. There's a lot of talk, especially the last couple years, about AEW versus WWE and who's better. And every month it shifts of like the fans and everything else and the people online. But if you're one side or the other, you're doing yourself a disservice, because I think this whole month has shown that like it's a really, really good time to be a wrestling fan. You could watch both. You can enjoy both products. And yes, sometimes it's hits or miss one way or the other, but in the long run, it benefits everyone. And I thought this weekend was awesome for wrestling fans. So it's like a lot of the times we're complaining about booking and this and that. But like if you had something to watch, this week it was awesome. It was great. So MVB wrestling. And then my second MVP and the most important MVP is our guys at Green Valley Wine and Spirits, because our latest Bourbon Bums pick, the Old Forester Single Barrel, is out now. It's 130.5 proof. And for people that are worried about that proof point, it doesn't drink any bit of the 130.5, but it's full flavored. And a lot of the times when you're a whiskey fan, the higher the proof, the more flavor you get because it's not watered down. And that's what it is. It's full barrel flavor from Old Forester. So you get all kinds of notes. We're going to do a review on it so we could put it up on the Bourbon Bums channel. I'm not going to spoil what we think of it, but we'll give you our notes there. But if you're a whiskey fan, it's available now, $99, which is MSRP for it. So it's not marked up at all. It's awesome. So I'm a big Old Forester fan to begin with, and I don't want to, Barry Horowitz ourselves and pat ourselves on the back for the pick, but it really is an awesome Old Full pick. So if you guys can, head out to Green Valley Wine and Spirits or DM us, because we got a lot of, meetups within White Sox Twitter or anything else the next couple of weeks. So if you can't get out to Bolingbrook, DM us. Maybe we could get you a bottle. So let us know. But if you're a whiskey fan, get it before they're gone, because these things do sell out pretty quick.
I was going to say, mentioned too, like Old Forester picks usually last maybe a couple of weeks at most. So
yeah,
they tend to go pretty quick. All right, good stuff, Peter. All right, I'm going to start us out. I'm going to close the show with us. I got two bums of the week. My first one is Friday's game. That might have been the worst compilation of elements to make a shitty baseball game. It was insanely hot. It was humid as fuck. The game went entirely too long. It was 3 hours and 40 minutes plus 50 minutes of Mark Burley's statue. Then it went, then they did fireworks afterwards. Still, we dipped. We left at the fourth inning. It was way
fourth
too
inning.
Humid. Yeah. Well, we were there at 6 for the Burleigh statue, and it was 8:45, and it was only the fourth inning, and we're like, the rain's coming. I don't feel like sitting an hour in traffic driving home in the downpour. I don't feel like getting drenched on, and I'm happy we made a decision to leave when we did. But that was just like the worst combination of elements to make a game unenjoyable.
So who are we bumming here? The weather?
Yeah, weather. Just everything.
Okay.
Sox and Guardians for not playing fast. The humidity.
Anti-Burley. It was anti-Burley for a Burley game.
Yeah, that would have been 3 hours and 40 minutes. That would have been 3 Burley games.
Yeah. It really would.
He should have been ashamed of himself. They should have been ashamed that they made Mark Burley sit through 3 hours and 40 minutes of baseball.
It's funny, like half the shit you just bummed, you didn't even stay for.
Yeah. He's like, and they still had fireworks. He left in the fourth inning.
No, my wife was not having fun in the humidity. So,
all right. So before we wrap up, because we talked about this, and especially now that the pitch clock happened, like a lot of the games we go to, especially like the Whiskey at Kaminsky's, we miss a lot of the game because the pitch clocks are fast now. The games are 2 hours 20 minutes or something like that. What would be your perfect, like, if you were to say this is the right amount of a baseball game?
220, 230.
Dougie?
I miss the old like 3 hour 10-minute games.
I was gonna say 245. I think 245 you get to enjoy a good amount of baseball and it doesn't feel rushed and like, oh, I missed something.
But it's selfish on my end. I miss it because I spend time, taking the kids to the bathroom or going to do this or going to do that. I mean, dude, like taking Madison up to the fundamentals deck, that's like a no-go now. We haven't gone up there at all this year because by the time we get at a tailgate and everything like that, I mean, that's the entire game. It's over. So it's a selfish 310 for me.
All right, and my second bum of the week is, Johnny bummed kids last week. So I'm gonna bum kids again this week. We're gonna go back to back bumming kids. Six Flags at Great America implemented a policy that no kids under 16 without an adult. Apparently, these youths are so rowdy that Great America said no mas. You got to have an adult if you're under 16. So you can't get dropped. You can't be 14, 15 dropping off at Great America a day with your friends anymore because you fucked it up. You had to get too rowdy and do your teenage angst stuff, and now you fucked it up for everyone. So, bum of the week, kids, behave, you little brats.
But when you say they fucked it up for everyone, they only fucked it up for themselves. This benefits you now. If you and Sarah, if you want to, and Sarah want to go to Six Flags, there's going to be a lot less kids there now because they're only going to be with their parents.
Except this is almost roller coasters.
This is a good thing.
Yeah, except I hate roller coasters. So, but it's also like you see it at malls now too. Like a lot of the malls, like on weekends, you have to after
Yeah, you got to be with adults.
after 5 o'clock, you have to have an adult with you and stuff. And it's like, just behave. Not that hard. All right. And then our MVP of the week, I got 2 quick ones. Obviously, Elite Icons and Windy City Sports Cards for inviting us and letting us do the live show. Thank you to the guys over there. We really appreciate it. Make sure you give them a follow. And then also to my dog, Mixie. Last Friday was or Saturday was her rescue day, so it was 11 years together with that little rascal. So MVP to Max. So all right, and then one quick announcement for next week. We got Elijah Evans from Future Sox. He's going to be joining us. We're going to be talking more of the Sox draft. So going to go find out his sleepers, all 20 rounds. Let's just go crazy with it. And then we're going to be talking a lot of farm report as well. So see who he likes currently. We'll get an in-depth farm report as well. So
20 rounds. I might sit this one out.
Yeah. And it
as a joke.
And it looks like Cal Raleigh has lost the final.
Oh, there goes your monies.
There goes the monies. All right. That's our show. Thanks for everyone who commented, who joined us, and very special thanks to Sean W. Anderson from CHGO White Sox for joining us. Talks White Sox. We'll see everyone this weekend in Pittsburgh. Everyone have a great week and get ready for the shit show.
Happy birthday, Dougie.